There's so many times I let you down. So many times I played around.
It's Ask the Consul, and we have three wonderful persons. One who's going to remain quiet. I don't know if we should ask her to say something. All right, I will not. But we have Matthew Jones.
Good morning.
But Matthew, you're Jamaica now, man. You've been here how long?
Almost 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
I think we can give you citizenship now. And also we have Terry Day.
Good morning.
How are you? It's good to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
But there's a term. First time you're in Jamaica, 12 duty in Jamaica, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But generally, have you served in any other country?
I haven't served in another country, but I lived in China before I came here for about 3 years.
Okay.
And so that was, but it's a totally different experience, obviously.
From Jamaica?
Definitely.
You just been here a month, right?
Yes, sir.
Where you say?
Yes, sir.
It seems like you need to stay another 2, 3, 4 years because you have to learn that patois, you know.
Oh, right. Okay. I know one thing.
Yes.
Wagwan.
Oh, you got the accent too, I must admit. You didn't say wagwan. No, you got it right. Good. It's good to have you, Matthew Johnson, Terry Day, and they're here to answer your questions. So we'll be taking your calls. Let me just remind you of the numbers. Yes, they are consular officers from the U.S. Embassy. Let me just remind you of our numbers. The numbers to call are 924-0753, 924-0739, 924-0222, 924-0696. Our cell number is 6188255. What should I start with now, Matthew?
Yes, sir.
I have some information for me. What's happening there now? I understand there's some excitement on your Facebook page.
There is.
Yes.
In honor of Labor Day that's coming up this week here in Jamaica, our Facebook page and the embassy basically through the Facebook page is sponsoring a Labor Day photo contest.
A photo contest?
Basically what we're asking
That's
is
not
that...
fair.
Why is that?
I can't participate. Oh, no.
Well, you could be with a group, though. You could be in the back. Because basically what happens is we're asking for people to go out and take a photo. We know that a lot of Jamaicans are going to be out doing public service projects this week. We're asking you to go ahead and take a picture, send in a photo. You can post it on our page. Just go onto Facebook and look for U.S. Embassy Jamaica. And the winner is going to get an iPad.
A what?
An iPad.
Really?
I promise.
Just for posting a picture?
Twitter. Oh, and also you can look for us on Twitter, and that's at U.S. Embassy JA, all one word.
U.S. Embassy JA. That's a Twitter, and then for
the Facebook. Just go on Facebook and look for U.S. Embassy Jamaica.
U.S.
and you will find us in the stratosphere.
I want an iPod. Listeners, you don't want an iPod too. You really have to get on that Facebook page just take a picture of a group working, that's all.
Yeah, take a picture. Show us your best picture of you doing your best project. Send it in, and you just may win.
What a thing. All right, Matthew, we have a caller. Let's go to the caller right now. Good morning. How are you doing? Good to have you. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Arlene, how are you doing?
Not bad, Mr. Darby.
Good to have you.
And good morning to Matthew and Terry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I have two questions here. I used to have a 10-year visa, which expired in 2009. But because my mom petitioned for me, I did not renew my visa. Could I renew it at this time? Even though it has been 5 years?
Yeah, Terry's going to answer you.
Yeah, I can take that question for you. Good morning, Arlene. How are you today?
Not too bad.
Good. So you said you have you had a 10-year visa, right? It expired.
I had a 10-year visa from 1999.
Right, in 2009. Okay.
That will expire 2009.
Okay, right. And so, yes, of course, you can come in and reapply for a new 10-year visa. There's no prohibition on you doing that, even though someone had applied for or had filed for you to come to go to the United States. So, yeah, you can come in, go on to our website, and you can, apply for the visa and just go through the normal process like you would, like you had done before.
Okay, one more question for you. The petition that my mom petitioned for me, it has been going through a waiver process. I have to do a waiver because I have a conviction for 21 years, since 21 years. So could I still apply for the non-immigrant visa even though I have this waiver to do? Because I'm about to put in the waiver now because it will be still 1 year. The last time I went to the embassy was the 20th of August. So I'm going to do the waiver, put in the waiver sometime this month or early next month. But still, I have to do the waiver because of the conviction. Could I still apply for the non-immigrant visa?
Yeah. Matthew, you want to take that one, Matthew?
Sure. So let me just make sure I understand. Your mother's in the process of applying for you, and you've gone through your...
I've been to the embassy 3 times.
Okay, so you've been through your IV interview, and when you last talked to them, they said you needed to apply for a waiver for this conviction you're talking about?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've gone ahead, I guess your mother is the petitioner, she's gone ahead and applied for that waiver for you, and you're waiting for the result of that?
She's going to do it sometime this month or early next month.
Okay. Well, not knowing, and we don't have to get into the specifics of the conviction or whatever it is.
No.
But knowing what it is, what will happen when you come in for the NIV visa interview, they'll be able to see that you're applying for the IV as well. And as Terry said, that's no problem. People have both going on at the same time. We realize the IV process takes a while. People change their mind. Things stop and start. So that doesn't preclude you from getting an NIV if you're qualified. But what you'll probably need to do is when you come in for that non-immigrant visa, you're going to want to talk about the fact that your mother's applying for you, and you're also that conviction is going to come up in the system too. So you're going to want to be very forthright when you apply. You're going to need to detail it, and also because depending on what the actual violation is, there is a waiver process for NIV as well. So you can pursue all that parallel, and you would follow the same procedures for NIV. So I would encourage you, go ahead, apply. Get your mother going on that IV side, because obviously you do want to immigrate. But just know...
My mom is sick and I want to go and look for her, because she cannot come every year, and I want to go just to look for my mom, to visit my mom.
Yes, ma'am.
One more thing I need to ask.
Yeah, I have to go for the break now. You see, if anything, you can call back. I'm going to go for the break right now. You're listening to At Your Service here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. It's Ask the Consul. Welcome back. You're listening to At Your Service here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. It is the feature Ask the Consul, and of course we have Matthew Jones and Terry Day with us. We have no Sandra on the line. Good morning, Sandra. At Your Service.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, good to have you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, thank you. I would like to inquire if you are a professional and you have gotten a job offer in the U.S., let's say in a hospital, what would be required apart from a letter of offering of the job?
Hi, this is Matthew. Basically, with this type of visa, what are you looking to do? Is it a nursing job?
Yes.
Okay. We do have a lot of Jamaican nurses that go up. Basically, what you're doing is the sponsor would write a letter, but they basically act as your petitioner, just as if it were, like your mother filing for you or your brother or whatever it is.
Yes.
They essentially petition for you. They start it from the States. And it would come down to you once it actually becomes current, because, these petitions sometimes take a while to work through the system. But once it's your turn, so to speak, you would come in and you would bring the same types of things that anyone would bring into the embassy for an IV interview. You would bring your birth certificate. You would be required to do a medical test. You'd bring in a police certificate. The one thing you would need to show, which normal immigrant visa applicants need to show, would be financial support, because the financial support would be assumed because obviously you're going up to work a job for a U.S. employer. Does that make sense?
Yes. You're saying that the hospital would need to file this application?
Yes, the hospital or the employment agency, however they have it set up, because I know that some hospitals don't hire directly, they hire through some sort of third party.
Okay. What's the name of the petition?
This is an E3, would be the visa class. Mm-hmm. Ask them about that. They can go onto our...
website.
Yeah, or they can also look at the Homeland Security website, because basically that's a different department, and they're the ones that facilitate a lot of the immigration. So that would be www.uscis.gov.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
All right, you have a wonderful day. Okay. We have another caller. Donna, good morning. It's good to have you at your service.
Thank you. Good morning to you, Mr. Darby, and to your panel as well.
Yes, Matthew Jones and Terry Day.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. I just I called to ask a question. I have a visa, that's a domestic worker visa, which I travel with my boss, and I look after his child. Now it is expired, and I would like to apply for a new visa. My boss is not working in Jamaica anymore. He's working in a different company in the U.S. Could I apply for the same one? Same visa, domestic worker visa.
Okay, Donna. Hi, this is Terry. Hope you're doing well today.
Yes.
So, just for clarification, are you going to be going up for work as a domestic worker again when you apply?
Yes.
And you're going to be working for
the child is still living here, so I would go up with the child and stay like 2 or 3 weeks and come back down with the child.
Okay, and do you know what the classification of your visa was?
It's B1.
It's just a B1. Okay, and so I'm not exactly sure. Maybe Matt, maybe you could.
Well, make sure. This is Matthew. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Matthew.
So when you've gone in the past, your employer, he's a Jamaican national, and he was based down here, and you traveled with him.
Yeah, he's American. He's a American citizen.
Okay.
But he worked with an airline, and the airline was really based here, so he was here more.
Right.
Now he changed the job, and his airline based in America, so he's here less.
Right. Does he still have a base of operations here, or is he really working from the States?
No, he live here still. He still have he still go and come here.
Right. Well, this. The specifics of this you'd have to get into with the officer at the window when you came in. I would encourage you to go ahead and apply because you've been a B1 before, and again you would be reapplying with the same employer, correct?
Yeah, same employer.
Okay, great. So you've got a relationship there, which is good because obviously you qualify solely based on your employer and the nature of the work you're doing because these visas are good for 12 months, I believe.
So I could apply for the same one.
Sure. Go ahead and go on our website. And I'll give that out. It's kingston.usembassy.gov.
Yes.
When you get there, look under visa information, and it breaks it down by different visa type.
Yes.
And as you said, you're a B1, domestic. And they'll have some things there. You'll still need the usual things. And the most specific one that we see a lot that people need to work on is that employment letter from your boss. It's a special letter. And you bring that in with you, basically showing that you'll be paid a U.S. wage when you're in the States. You have, and I should note this, you do have worker protection, the same as a U.S. Citizen working in the States. You have the same type of protection. When you work there, you're supposed to be paid U.S. minimum wage for the part of the country you'll be in. You want to make sure all that's clear in the contract. And that your boss is signing off on that. And as far as the specifics of his operation, whether he's in the States, some, Jamaica, some, you'll just want to be very forthcoming with the officer, explain all that, and they can help. You can walk them through it.
Okay.
All these cases are case by case, so I don't want to give you a yay or nay. But the more prepared you are, the easier it will make it for everyone.
All right, then. Okay, then. Yeah.
All right. Good luck to you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Have another caller there? Donathan, did I get it right? Dalton, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good and bad, Mr. Darby. Good morning and good morning to your panel.
You're the good bad man. But you know, say that Jamaica bad mean good and bad mean bad.
I don't think my case is good.
All right, good. Go ahead.
I would like to talk to your panel. My situation is this. I was filed for and I went up in November. 13th of November, and I came down back on the 30th of December because I have a contract arrangement in my workplace. I have to flew in back, and I came down back. But the problem is I didn't wait until I received my green card. I didn't wait until I received my green card. I come back and I leave my green card, and it didn't reach me as yet. It didn't come out of it. And now I want to go back up, and I can't go back up. So I want to know the process, what I have to do.
Okay, hi
yes.
Dalton. This is Matthew. I think I can help you with this.
Yes, Matthew.
Basically, what happens, and I won't get too technical, but that first time you entered, you said in November of last year?
Yes, November 13th of November.
So when you entered in your Jamaican passport, you had that immigrant visa.
Yes,
and basically they processed you the first time you came through, and on that visa or around that page they'll have written an A number.
Yes,
it'll say A, and then it's either 8 or 9 digits. I forget what it's.
Yes, it's there.
That number is the same number that your green card will have once it's issued to you.
Yeah.
A couple things to do. You can basically wait. Now, is that green card coming to someone in the States, like a relative where you're going to be staying, or do you know the status of that?
Yes, my wife. Because when I call them, the green card was made out, and it go to the wrong address, and it was returned. It came from December, and it go to the wrong address, and it was returned. And I called them, and I changed my address from about February And up to now, I can't receive. And I call them back Monday, and they said in the space of 10 days' time, it's supposed to reach the address where my wife is in America.
Right. Well, basically, what we tell people, and this should be true for you, before you get that green card, that visa with that A number on it essentially is your green card. That acts as your green card because we know that sometimes it takes a while to get the cards printed. It takes a while to get the card to you. Again, this is handled by the Department of Homeland Security, USCIS, Customs and Immigration Service. So we don't specifically handle that at the embassy.
Okay.
But you have been welcomed in, so to speak, last November. And you essentially became LPR, the legal.
Yes, because I also have my social security number.
Right. So I would, if you go ahead and if you were to come in again, when are you looking to travel again?
No, I went to the airport on Saturdays. And buy my ticket. I said I can't go without my green card. I buy my ticket and booking and everything, and they said I can't
put you on the
leave without my green card because I still have my ticket now. I have it on hold.
Okay. What I would urge you to do then, this is, you immigrated through our immigrant visa section. I would go ahead and send an email to them explaining your situation, and they may be able to forward you on. There's going to be a Customs and Border Protection, some of these other groups that are part of Homeland Security. We just made to get you documented a bit better so you can go up and explain your situation, get you through the airlines and things like that. So go ahead, take this email address down. It's Kingston IV, so that's Kingston IV.
Hold on.
Sure. KINGSTONIV at state.gov, G-O-V. Go ahead and explain your situation. Hello?
I think that his credit probably ran out. If that caller is still listening, you want to just continue?
Sure. I was just going to say,
Matthew.
Dalton, go ahead and Kingston IV at state.gov. Explain your situation like you explained it to us. You're traveling in good stead. There's not an issue there. It's just a question of documentation. And that should be something we can help you work out either on our end or through the Department of Homeland Security and get you back up there. Okay?
And if Dalton is still listening, sorry about that. Send me a text message to 816-5261. Sorry that you got cut off. Just send me a text message to 816-5261 and let me have your name in that text message. All right, we're going to have another caller. Sonia, let's go to Sonia. Good morning, Sonia. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you.
At your service.
Okay, morning to your panel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, my girlfriend went into the embassy on Monday of this week. What happened? Her daughter filed for her. But some time ago, she lost her passport. She reported it to the local authorities.
But before I go any further, is she available? Why you don't ask her to call the program?
Oh, because she's not in a mood to talk.
But you see, you have to be very careful because you may not have all the information.
Oh, no, but it was outlined to everybody. She told me everything along with another girlfriend of mine. So I know she's listening to the program.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, some time ago, her passport was stolen, lost. She reported it to the local authorities. I think they gave her a letter. They gave her a letter in this regard. Her daughter filed for her. She went into the embassy on Monday, but at the same time, she was refused based on the loss of her passport.
Okay, Sonia, this is Terry. Hi. Let me just to make sure I have the information right. Was she applying for a non-immigrant visa or an immigrant visa?
An immigrant visa.
An immigrant visa.
Yes, because her daughter, who lives in the U.S., made that application to file for her, so she was called in.
Okay. So,
this is Matthew. Hi, Sonia. Basically what happens is when a passport is lost or stolen, usually the first thing you do is report it to the police.
Yes.
And it sounds like that's what she did.
Yes, she did that.
What the police do is they file this online with Interpol, which is the international police organization that tracks all these things around the world.
Yes.
Because obviously there's a concern when a passport is lost or stolen. Okay. They could pop up somewhere else, be sold to someone else, changed. There's a huge black market for those. So what happens is even if, and we have this unfortunately a lot, someone reports their passport lost, They file a police report. They do everything they're supposed to. The police report it to Interpol, and then 2 days later they find the passport, under the sofa, in the car, wherever it is.
Yes.
The problem is, once that passport has gone into the system, is lost or stolen,
yes,
it's very, very hard to undo that. So what we recommend for people on the immigrant visa or the non-immigrant visa side,
yes,
best thing for you to do, go get a new passport. Because basically she's associated with that number, and that number is associated with being stolen. She has to basically separate herself from that passport number, and the only way to do that is to get a new passport.
Which she did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she did all of that, and she went in, she was called in, she has a new passport.
Mm-hmm.
She was called in based on the application that was made by her daughter, and when she went in, they're saying because of the lost passport, she's not qualified for that immigrant visa.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I'm not exactly sure what that could be. Let me go ahead and let me put you to our website, because the immigrant visa people may be able to explain to her more in writing, and may know more of the intricacies of her case that I could get into here on the air. I'll give you the website at state, S-T-A-T-E.
Dot or dash?
At. So Kingston IV at state.gov, G-O-V. And in there, just put her case number, and say when you do it, say that you talked to Terry and I on the radio.
Yes.
This definitely say you talked to Terry. That'll expedite things.
Yes.
Don't say you talked to me.
Okay. All right. I'll do that.
I do that. Seriously though, explain your situation. This just may be something where they're crossed wires. Lost passports do generate a lot of headache, and we appreciate her situation, and we'll try to get her sorted out.
Okay. But another thing that she had mentioned to me is that what they're saying, that there is some fraud to whatever her passport is.
Again, I would go ahead and put that in the email too. Just explain everything you can, because we have lots of systems we can check. The more information she gives us, the more we can run that through all our different systems. These are law enforcement systems, visa systems, and try to sort her out.
Matthew, it's just strange. She's a decent, abiding citizen. Her passport was stolen. She has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but caller, just give you advice, and I would suggest that is your friend.
Yes.
Also, in dealing with challenges, when you're upset, you have another challenge. So tell her not about the upset. Just follow the direction and deal with it. You say, no, but I get vexed or upset. You have systems in the world, to protect what is happening. So as I go, we can't change certain things. So tell her. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have another caller. Welcome back. You're listening to At Your Service here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. It's Ask the Consul, and of course the consular officers we have in the studio with us is they are Matthew Jones and Terry Day. Tashana, yes, we have another caller. Tashana, good morning. Tashana, how you do? Tashana,
yes, I'm here. Good morning.
How you do?
Good morning.
Not too bad.
Good morning.
All right, I spoke to Bill 2 weeks ago, right? It's in regards to my spouse. He went on his immigrant interview. He has 3 kids that they weren't supposed to go on the interview with him, but he actually changed their status as to go with him. He got some documents from the embassy to say that he's to get in some extra affidavit of support and all of those stuff. We had gotten all of those, and on the 22nd of April, we actually sent the email to the Kingston IV appointment, and we still haven't gotten a response. Bill asked me to send the email to Kingston IV at state.gov. I did that on the same day I spoke to him, which was the 7th of May, and we still haven't received a response. How long does it take for us to get beneficiaries interview? And is it going to be an issue, because he went on his interview from March? Is that going to be an issue with him getting his visa? And is it that the time frame that should be on the visa, being as he went on his interview from March, is it that his time is running out?
Before you continue, let me ask you, have you checked, when you get emails sometimes, especially when you get it from these organizations, the email will go to your, what I call it, I'm trying to remember.
Your spam mail.
Spam.
Right.
Have you checked that to make sure that
yes.
So it didn't go to spam any at all?
No.
Okay. Matthew, is that okay? Terry, you want to take that one?
Yeah, well, what I can say, and not knowing the particulars of your case, is that we're in a peak season right now, and there are a lot of people who are filing for their family members to come up to the United States. So it could just be that it's been kind of, we're dealing with the cases in the order that they've come, and the email that we got, we haven't had a chance to get to that yet. Maybe.
And I would just add, this is Matthew. Hi, Tashana. Hi. Yes, I think your concern is that you're going to run out of time. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about that. Basically, you have to travel 6 months from when we issue the visa.
Right.
But before that, when all this is going on, all these administrative back and forths, you don't have to worry about that. You're not going to run out of any kind of time. We don't date it from the interview because lots of times people have to come back for other interviews, follow-ups. Their documents have to be sent in. Like in your case, lots of reasons we need to see them again or to handle their file again. So we don't. The clock does not start ticking until we print the visa in his passport.
Okay, so you're saying being as his visa is still there until he takes in those children, then that's when the visa will be placed in his book.
Right. Just to make sure I understood, no one has been issued a visa yet. Is that correct?
No, the passport is still at the embassy. They held on to the passport because he went with one of the child on the interview and a DNA was requested.
Oh, okay.
Right, so that one, but those two passports are in, but we're awaiting the dates for the other kids to go on.
No, you're fine. You're fine, and we'll understand when people are following to join or going with him. We understand all that, and sometimes we won't print any of them until everyone's ready. But again, no, it's from the date it's printed in the passport. From the date where they say all your documents are fine, we're going to go ahead and issue you. It's usually printed within a day or two of that, depending on our load. But as Terry said, we're backed up right now, just because of both on the NIV and the IV side, just a lot of people coming through.
Okay.
But once that's put in, then the clock starts, the 6-month clock.
Okay. Another issue that he's having too, because two of the kids, he was told that the time is running out. So will that be any issue at all?
When you say time's running out,
because of their age.
Their age. Okay.
Right.
How old are they?
All right. They're both 21.
Right. Now, are they just being added to the petition now?
No, they were initially on it before. They were there all along.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put you to the website because basically what will happen is there are different rules governing how old a child is. Sometimes children do age out. They turn 21, which would normally make them ineligible, but it depends on when they were filed, not how old they are when they actually go. Okay. So it depends on the case. I don't want to go on and on with your specifics.
This filing was sent from 2005. That's when it started filing.
Right. So there's a formula they use to determine all that. But again, it doesn't go from how old they are now. It goes from when it was filed or when they were added to it.
Okay.
So I would include that, but in the email, definitely send a follow-up. We do man the inbox, and a lot of the local staff that do it are very diligent about getting back to people. It's just, as Terry said, there's a lot of people out there right now, both for tourist visas, seasonal visas, seasonal workers, and then also for immigrants.
And then there's another question I'd like to ask. Being as he's my spouse and he's on immigrant petition, what if I should apply for a visa? Would that hinder me from getting a visa?
Who's filing for him?
His mother.
His mother. But you're not on that petition, is that correct?
No.
Okay. No, I mean, Terry could maybe speak more to the non-immigrant side of what it would be like if you came in.
Right. So when we look at someone who wants to go to the United States, we take a look at their situation here in Jamaica and their ties to Jamaica. The fact that your husband is filing to go to the United States, when you come in, you can mention that to the officer, and they look at your situation. Why are you going to come back to Jamaica? Okay, and so your husband's situation, if he's, if for example, if you're working here, you've been working somewhere for a good long while, you have good ties, then it should be fine for you to go to the United States because we believe that your ties to Jamaica are strong enough to come back. So and of course, just be upfront with the officer, tell them what's going on so they can understand your whole situation.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, and you have a wonderful day.
Okay.
All right. Let me take one more call before we go for the break. Mark, good morning. How are you? Thanks for calling.
Hey, Vernon, how you doing?
Hey, good to have you.
Good morning to your panel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, how you doing? Now, okay, my question is quick, really short. There's this procedure that you go when you're in the States and you've been filed for. That is, you do your fingerprint. What is that process called?
So, hi, Mark. This is Matthew. So, you've been filed for, and you're in Jamaica or you're in the States?
No, the person is living in the States.
Mm-hmm. And they filed for you?
Yeah. No. I'm just on behalf of somebody who's over there. Just want to find out how long...
No, your question is not clear. We're not... Mark, start again, because I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. You want to start again?
If there's a process that you does a fingerprint, what is that called?
At what point? I'm trying to understand. What point? Which process?
When you've been filed for.
Well,
and they sent you to do a fingerprint. What is that called?
Well, it's just fingerprinting. If you're being filed for, if you're what's called the beneficiary, so someone in the States is filing for you to come up, part of the process is you're coming into the embassy, presenting your passport, getting fingerprinted, photographed, just all that is part of the process. I think that's what you're talking about. And that usually happens the day of the interview that you come in. You do that at what's called intake. The local staff will do all that and get your papers all in order before an officer interviews you.
Okay.
All right. All the best, Mark. You have a wonderful day. You're listening to At Your Service here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. I'm your host, Vernon Darby, and with me are consular officers Matthew Jones and Terry Day. Welcome back. You're listening to At Your Service here on Nationwide 90 FM. I tell you, we're having fun here in the studios. But the gentleman asked about the need to have your fingerprint print taken. Suppose you don't have any finger. No hand mark. What do you do? What happens?
That's a good question. We do actually get people in that are missing some fingers or all fingers.
Yes.
We can acknowledge it in the system. I mean, the reason we do fingerprints, probably not surprisingly, is for background checks, for all sorts of law enforcement, for when you've been into the States before, different ways to identify you and kind of track what you've been doing with your life. And we realize that some people just don't have 10 fingers, and we can accommodate that in the system.
Okay. So, that's quite interesting. All right, we have a final caller, but it's Elaine. Elaine, how are you doing? Elaine? Good morning. I think we lost Elaine. She probably realized that we're coming into the end of the program. Matthew and Terry, what's coming up in the general information you have to give my listeners? Anything unusual happening? I think that's all. They are sort of consulting here. There's a consultation before they speak. They only have about 0.001 second.
Oh, wow. No pressure. Okay. We would just like to inform people again about the Labor Day photo contest that we have coming up. Yes. You can visit our website. When you're on your Facebook, when you're on your Facebook, just search for U.S. Embassy Jamaica. Mm-hmm. And you can like us on Facebook. You can like our Twitter, which is at U.S. Embassy JA. And tweet at us, or just tell us how you feel, how great it was to come into the embassy on our Facebook, and we'll really appreciate that. And we may even like your comment or comment right back at you.
And of course, if they win this picture contest, they'll get
an iPad.
Can you imagine that?
Look at that, and you can say the U.S. Embassy gave it to you.
What a thing!
Yeah.
Will you put an initial on it? Or put a special mark?
We don't know if we'll do that.
Eagle on the back.
Right. When I have it, will I be able to go to the embassy and say, "This is my visa"? I'm being terrible and awful. Thank you very much, Matthew Jones and Terry Day, two consular officers here helping us to answer your questions.
Thank you.
Questions.
Thank you.
Questions.
Thank you.
Questions.
Thank you.